Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Aki again, back with another Clash of Clans video. In today's video, we're going into the Super Witch army. Reason being, a lot of you asked because you wanted to see if they're still good at Town Hall 17. This video is going to be done a little bit differently. I got home late from school, so I had to just rip through my Legends League attacks, so they're going to be mostly replays. Again, this sucks. Like, look, the training potions do not help any of the heroes, so you're just gemming. I spent like over 1,000 gems trying to get these 8 attacks done in like 20 minutes. So I'll catch you guys in the first replay. It'll allow me to explain everything better too. And then in terms of the hero equipment, I should point that out. Roll Champion, Seeking Shield, and Rocket Spear. Queen, Magic Mirror, and the Healer Puppet. Warden, Fireball, Raid Gem. King, Earthquake Boots, and Spiky Ball. But I'll catch you guys in the first attack. Okay, here's the first base. Reason I really wanted to show this because a couple mistakes happened, but it also allows me, again, like I said before, to go into some more detail. But think, where would you launch a fireball? With Super Witches, I like to not go for crazy in-depth fireballs. Sometimes I get into like the habit of just being like, no, you know what, I can go in for a little bit more value, some more value. And then I check and look at the clock. I've wasted a minute on my Warden Walk. You don't want to do that. Limit it to like 15 to 30 seconds. So we're going to get my Warden at the bottom side. I'm okay landing at this expo. Just setting the 6 o'clock funnel, that's great with me. And then I can lure the king over towards this wizard tower, queen and siege barracks at 9 o'clock to set the funnel on that side. But the one mistake I kind of make and that I didn't like, this balloon placement was great just because we could take out the Teslas. But look at this. I'm going to let my warden walk, let him do his thing. How I use the invisibilities, I wasn't very happy with. So as this is going on, I get my queen and siege barracks in early. You're probably like, aren't you rushing a little bit? Yes, I kind of am. I could have delayed that even further. But I was like, you know what? Let's just start with it. So this mortar's about to go down, and then I'm going to wait for this scatter shot to go down. I could launch a fireball at this expo once this scatter shot goes down, and I don't need to use my invisibilities. Me being so panicked, I was like, you know what? I don't want to land at this wizard tower, so I'm going to make it go invis, and then I'm going to make the Tesla go invis and make sure this fireball goes exactly where I want to. We get the value. I lure the warden back over with the king. Queen's doing her thing. I could have provided a super wall breaker. Reason I waited is because I knew the siege barracks had root riders in the CC. Gonna let them come too. Get an early rage spell for the druids to make sure my army stays up early. Get a jump spell over the monolith. And Queen decides to join up here. That's totally good on my book. I'm going to pop the king ability. Reason being the monolith was going to just ruin my king. So I was just like, you know what, might as well use it, open up the rest of the base. I used the roll champion with the seeking shield just to snipe out defenses. That's not just for that, it's also to just funnel my main portion of my troops. And royal champion now runs into problems. I drop a headhunter to help with the enemy queen, but thankfully the spirit fox allows for us to make it through there, and she's now going to turn her attention to this expo, get the rages on the healers to provide early support. So what you do, those 2 druids early just to keep the super witches healthy, another rage spell for the healers to keep them up, and then at this point you're kind of just like money in the bank. You got the town hall left, no town hall poison. Remember, you already hit the giga bomb early. 1 clone queen's on the outside trying to help and take out the enemy king. That would have been great. It's not going to quite get there. At this point, I've used my whole army. I've used my queen ability. I'm going to go 4 times speed for the rest of the base because I don't need you guys watching some cleanup. But look, all the super witches are up, all 3 of them. Queen's still up. This is what I mean. If you keep them up, super witches are just going to dominate a base. The only thing you can run into is sometimes time issues. So be careful of that. Don't extend your warden walks. Trust me. That's where fails can happen. One fail I had was I launched a really weird fireball because I didn't see a Tesla about to pop up. Even if just like I clicked it right away, the ability, and I still hit the Tesla. Don't want your warden going down early. Once you lose your warden, it's pretty hard to save an attack, but I'll catch you guys in the next replay. Okay, here's this attack I really wanted to show just because look what I do. Where would you want to launch a fireball? For me, I was like, you know, if I can land on this monolith that takes out the CC, takes out the fire spitter, multi-archer tower, and the inferno. But look what ends up happening. So there wasn't empty space there. I didn't notice. I could have sent my king in there, but I was like, you know what? I won't do that. At least in hindsight, I would have loved to actually send in there. It would have been kind of fun to see. But look at this. I don't know what you want to call it. Maybe is it too much damage? Is it the monolith plus the warden and the archer queen there? But look what happens to my warden. It's actually kind of funny. I laugh now, but in the time I was pretty much screaming. But look at this. Gold storage is going to go down, and then I'm going to start setting the funnel just because I get this rage in. I want to take down this multi-inferno. I need that to go down for this fireball to work. But then the Tesla pops. Look at all this damage. Fire spitter, everything. I don't even have time to react. Fireball launches. I get a time to put the earthquake spell down to make sure the monolith goes down. But at this point, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm pretty much cooked. When your warden goes down, guys, it's aka it's time to panic, but it's really not. If you can lock in, you can get it down, but you can't also fail. I won't guarantee you that you'll get it down. So at this point, I'm just trying to adjust. I get my king, witches in. I create a shorter funnel for my queen because I want to push the king and the super witches in towards the core. That's what I'm doing to the best of my ability. I can't have them walk or I'm risking a 1-star because I got to make sure the town hall goes down. Get the jump spell in. Here's a super dragon. I'm like, oh my gosh, this sucks. Gonna get in a poison on the super dragon. Queen, I gave her 1 super wall breaker so she can deal with the ricochet cannon. Was this valuable? I put a rage and popped the queen ability to take care of the ricochet cannon. Popped the king ability. That was intended to open up the for the queen, and look, that rage now does provide value because she hits that giant bomb and the king provides all that tanking. So she actually cleared 2 giant cannons and a multi-archer tower, and look what the royal champion also sniping from the outside is going to take care of the fire spitter. That's insane. Super witch down here cleaning and doing her job. I'm going to provide them with an invisibility just so this expo doesn't target, even though it wasn't locked on them. It was fine. Look at the royal champion. She stays up because I provided a headhunter, and 1 Valkyrie's kind of just trying to take out the enemy royal champion. But the Spirit Box timing is what's actually carrying this attack and allowing me to finish it off. Queen still up. Look at these Root Riders, how valuable they are. They are going defense to defense. It doesn't help my queen. I would have liked if they had broken the next wall. But look, again, look at the timing of the Spirit Box. Going to take out the Archer Tower, and then it's going to come invis again. Just about this ricochet cannon was about to just nuke my army, and then we can go 4 times speed through this. So yes, the army can still work even if you have a fireball fail with your warden, but I don't advise it because it is going to be super duper close. So stay tuned for the next replay, and that's going to be the last one of the video just because I don't want to make this too long, but I actually do want to include 1 fail after that where it's the warden goes down and I still can regroup. So stay tuned. That'll be the last replay. Again, remember to take some time, see where you can launch a fireball. For me, this time the monolith is spectacular. I don't want to enter in from this golden elixir collector because my warden can go to the left-hand side, to the right-hand side, too many targets. So I decide to enter kind of from this dark barracks and this regular barracks here because I can control this range, and then I can make these buildings go invis, these buildings go invis, whatever I need to launch this fireball, either at this ricochet cannon, ideally at the monolith. But even if you land at this ricochet cannon, you'll still get the CC. It's in range. So warden goes down. I provide an early rage spell. You're probably wondering why. It's for time. I just want to make sure this gets sped up and it doesn't waste too much time on these storages. And you can choose which your queen. For me, if I launch a fireball here, this is all destroyed. So this funnel's created, and then I can start with my queen and siege barracks at 9 o'clock instead of 3 o'clock, which is too compact, and then you can have your king running away from you. So this wizard tower goes down. I'm going to wait for this whole compartment to go down, like this air defense. And I kind of want that mortar to go out. But I was just like, I noticed something. I was like, you know what? I can make these 2 buildings go invis. It should target the ricochet cannon. I was a little bit scared of this wizard tower. I know the warden should target here. But I was like, you know what? What if a Tesla pops up? So made sure it goes invis. Get my earthquake spells in. Time the fireball. That's all down. And look at this. I'm going to get my king here to lure. Then I'm going to start with the queen and siege barracks. And then at this point, I just get my super witches in, E-Titan in. This was probably the cleanest entry I had on all my attacks. I like the best job I did to make sure the fireball did its job. Get a rage spell in, and you're like, that rage isn't helping the druids. It's not helping the healers right now. It's because that's where my troops are headed. So the druids are going to run into that. The healers are also going to run into that rage. That spell placement is... Yes, it seems like it during the attack while you're watching, like, oh no, he's just putting that down. But there is a lot of thought that goes behind that placement, because if you use your spell, like troops, like a rage spell where your troops are, you're not getting the value. You want to use your rage spell or heal spell where your troops are headed. I think that's a very important point to discern. Look, queen, again, I did the same thing. King ability goes back, and the earthquake boots provide the queen entry in towards the CC. Royal champion, again, just to go for a high defense section. It's going to take out the ricochet cannon. Giant bomb goes off. I don't even care. Single target inferno's locked on. But at this point, we still used our last spells we had. And now at this point, it's just for our troops to make it through and see if we did a good enough job. Here comes the Root Riders from the CC. They're going to provide some help for my queen to break through the back end of this base. At this point, we can pretty much speed through because there's not much of the base left. It's more just so watching cleanup. Look at the Royal Champion still survived. Super Witches survived again. Just goes to show, like, if you can keep them up, you're going to 3-star pretty much every base. But now I want to show what happens if you don't keep your warden up and you can't save it. Like, look, the last one I saved, that replay, when we had the warden go down, this time I wasn't able to, but I want to point out some mistakes I made and what you do when you fail and don't get the warden the value you need. So I'll see you in the next replay for that. Okay, the reason I wanted to show this for a couple reasons. Obviously, I failed, but B, where would you choose a fireball? For me, there's a couple reasons. Okay, anywhere near here, there's so much value. But the reason you don't go for that, look how much damage is out here. There's 4 heroes, multi-arch tower, ricochet cannon. Your warden walk would be like 1,000 years long, so that's not viable. Next, I was like, you know what? I can take out this monolith. You know what I'll do? I'll make these buildings go invis, this air defense and bomb tower, this bomb tower and air defense, pop the warden right in front of this elixir collector, pop it instantly, and that fireball should go towards this monolith. Look what ends up happening. This is what I mean. And at this point, I was so angry, guys. Like, look at this. We're going to get these invisibilities in. The replay only lasts a minute 45. I'm going to do the best I can, but check this out. This is so sad. I was heartbroken once this happened. And I didn't allow it to affect my next attacks, but it was about to. So, okay, come on. Why am I taking so long? Well, because I'm planning. So, let's go 4 times speed. There it goes. So, it goes a quarter time speed. I get my warden in, launch a fireball. Tesla pops at the exact same time. Heartbroken. Look at those earthquakes. They even go off. Warden's dead at this point. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Do I get the king down to like lure my army? I'm keeping it a quarter time speed just to show you how bad this goes. There's skeletons, right? So we'll go normal time speed here. King's going to go down. His ability is just going to open up the base for me. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I lost my warden. Druids aren't going to do anything. So I got to get my E-Titan in to lure the druids. Apprentice Warden Super Witches without a set funnel. Queen and Siege at the top side. Reason for the top side and not say down here or over here to set a funnel is because I just wanted to collect some percent to make sure we can get a 2-star. Super Witches are splitting. Roll Champion's doing her best job to get a funnel going. At this point, I'm like, oh my gosh. Aki, you've done it. You're going to 1-star this for sure. Get a jump spell in. That jump spell's not even really helping. Queen's on the outside. I'm like, oh gosh, I sold this, didn't I? Royal Champion's doing her best job. Fire Spitter's going to take her down alongside the Scatter Shot and multi-archer tower. So I'm like, I need to invest all these spells on my Super Witches and just to get a 2-star at this point. That's all I want. I just want to make sure I get this Town Hall. Look again. Why is that Rage spell placed so weirdly? Because look, my troops are headed towards that direction. I really want you guys to learn that. Look how important that is. Then you get maximum value out of it. And look, one Super Witch goes off to the left-hand side to take out the air defense to make sure the healers don't go down. And then the healers, again, jump in towards that rage spell. Keep the Super Witches alive for as long as they can. We'll go with 4 times speed here because they get the Town Hall. And that's all I could have asked for was to get the 2-star. Again, it's a fail, but I wanted to show. Sometimes you can save it. Sometimes you just can't. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I couldn't do as many live attacks. I didn't really even get to do any. I know it sucks. It was all replays. But hey, that's what you got to do when you're running really late into Legends League Day. Thank you so much. I hope you understand. But for the 14,000 subscriber giveaway, if you entered on the yesterday's video, you don't have to enter again. But if you do want to enter, the rules are you have to be subscribed, you have to like this video, drop 1 comment to get 1 entry for a max of 1 entries. And again, like I said, you can enter on any of the 72 hours it's open for. If you missed any of the rules, they're in the pinned comment and the description of the video. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's upload. Peace out.